So this webinar's recording will be available on our YouTube channel as well. And my name is Kaan from Prime PMO. I'm Project Planning and BIM Specialist. And today I will going to present the 4D BIM Planning and Scheduling essentials for you. And also for your information, anytime you can ask your questions from the chat or Q&A. So therefore, at the end of the webinar, I will going to answer them. And as a Prime PMO project management and consulting, we have PMO services, consulting and implementation services, and also some trainings, company-based, software-based trainings within the scope of project portfolio management, 4D, 5D BIM planning, project analytics, BIM management, time location, linear planning, and also you can see the other services that we have. And also we have the market's best solutions, and also we can provide to our customers. For the project portfolio management, we have Powerproject and also Oracle Primavera solutions. For the 4D BIM modeling, we have Powerproject as well. For the 5D BIM cost estimation, we can use the Bitcoin. For the 6D, 7D BIM, we have Economus, and for the project analytics, Deltek Product Acumen, and also we have the Schedule Reader. So you can see that from 4D to 7D, we have several softwares. And therefore, I would like to mention what is BIM initially. So BIM stands for Building Information Modeling, and International Organization of Standards defined BIM as a use of a shared digital representation of a built asset to facilitate design, construction, and operation process to form a reliable basis for decisions. So when we say BIM, it is a management system where you can control the whole project life cycle and eliminate the possible or detect the possible mistakes from the initial stage of the project. So you can start from the design, analysis, construction, logistics, and also even renovation and demolition. You can have and analyze all these stages from the initial stage of the project. So this results spending less cost into your project to determine all the mistakes or any risks that you can face in the construction phase. So therefore, in the construction phase, of course, these risks should be, or it is going to be more costly for you. So this is why this process longers your preparation time and also shortens your execution time of your project. Also, BIM has dimensions. What I would like to mention is 3D is where you develop the 3D BIM model, 3D design of the model. In generally, the projects in the project consulting, design consultants develop the 3D design, and you can use this 3D BIM model for your directly field layout. So you don't actually, in a general way, you don't need to create the design with the 2D drawings in the AutoCAD and then convert the drawings into 3D. You can have directly the 3D BIM model, and within the minutes, you can convert these model into field layouts. When you add the schedule into your system, you can have the 4D BIM schedule as well. So with the 4D BIM, you have the time simulations, and you can directly eliminate all the planning mistakes or the construction. You can certify the construction strategies. All the project team members know that how you would like to construct the project as well. Once you add the cost information to your system, you have the 5D BIM model. You can have the cost estimation from the tender stage or the proposal stage. You can use the BIM model for the cost estimation, because actually 3D BIM model is an information model. So you have the geometry, you have quantities, you have all the material coefficients. You can have every information into your system, so you can directly take out the unit cost and estimate the project cost as well. And also with the cost loaded schedule, it allows us to control our cost control with the BIM usage as well. For the 6D sustainability, you can have the energy analysis or the sunlight shading analysis to optimize the project, or how you can decrease and optimize the operation and maintenance costs, what mechanical and electrical units you can use to reduce the operation and maintenance cost. You can have all these things in the 6D BIM model. For the 7D, it stands for the operation and maintenance. You can use your operation and maintenance manuals, all the mechanical units, guarantees, all the producers' informations into the system, so you can directly control your operation and maintenance as well in the BIM system. So this today's topic is 4D scheduling. That is why I would like to mention about Powerproject. Powerproject is not a new software. It has been on the market over 30 years. Maybe some of you have heard of as Asta Powerproject. Elicasoft is a UK-based company who developed the project, and also we, as a Prime PMO, is the distributor of Powerproject as well. And it is awarded Best Project Management and Planning product for the last 6 years. And of course, it is widely used in the UK and also Europe region. And once you get the Powerproject, you will have 10 different language options. You can see that some of the projects that Powerproject has been used before, and you can understand from here that Powerproject can be used in many type of projects, like the Space Shuttle in the US, the London Eye, or any airport project. You can have any infrastructure project or even a high-rise building. So Powerproject has no limitations on that. And also you can see some of the customers. Of course, these are not the whole customers that are chosen Powerproject before. The widely known contractors, consulting firms who are using Powerproject. And what is Powerproject? Of course, we can say that it is actually a core scheduling tool. I believe that many planners, project control engineers are on this webinar. So what you can do in Primavera P6 or Microsoft Project, basically you can do in Powerproject as well. And after that, you can have earned value analysis, S-curves, risk management, and line of balance methodologies within Powerproject as well. For the BI reports, you can visualize your project informations, project data for project overviews. So you can have the cost informations, resource usages for the progress reports, or you can use this dashboard as a program management to control the whole projects of any organization. For the site progress mobile, site engineers can update the schedule directly from their mobile phones, and based on physical percentages, based on the quantities, actual start dates, finishes, and once you import all the progress information, your schedule is updated automatically. And Powerproject also has a free project viewer, so whoever you are sending the project information, the other party doesn't have to have any Powerproject license. They can see your project informations, if you have a model as well, they can see your model in the free project viewer. And also we have the 4D BIM part in Powerproject, so you can combine the 3D BIM model with your schedule, and also analyze your construction phase with the 4D BIM simulations. So let's go much deeper on Powerproject. You can have portfolio management. You can control many projects on the same spreadsheet. You can see that finish dates, finish variances, or you can add many information, same as Excel spreadsheet. You can have many information on this table. For the resource management, you can allocate your resources. It can be permanent or consumable resources. Then you can have the graphs, all the distributions of your resources. For the cost and income management, you can categorize your costs for labors, materials, or even subcontractors, or you can have the revenues as well to have the most useful part of the Powerproject is the flexible cost and income management interface as well. For the earned value analysis, it can be based on duration-based cost, resource, or overall percentage weightings. For the risk analysis, you can have duration likelihoods, cost likelihoods, or even with the tornado graph, you can have the critical activities. For the reports generation, actually, you can customize based on your needs, or you can use your company templates. You can add logos, project information for the progress period, reports, for instance. You can put your BIM model as an active situation of your project as well, and you can export all these things into Excel or PDF for direct printout. For the BI reporting, you can see that the many projects can be controlled on the same view. You can see that where your projects are located. You can add many informations like costs, resources, all the project, start dates, finish dates, even any flows there are. You can see that project percentages, planned percentages, overall percentages. You can have all these things in BI reports. And Powerproject is actually open API based system, so therefore you can directly import your P6 or Microsoft project files. Also, it is directly working with the tiles. And for the other systems, you can use some exporters or any converters, or if there isn't any written exporter, you can write your own macros. So it is an open API based system, so that's why it allows us to create all these integrations. For instance, SAP systems, all the ERP systems, you can integrate with the Powerproject. And let's come with the today's topic, production of 4D BIM, how we can produce 4D BIM schedule is, if we have ready schedule, we can directly take from Primavera P6 or Microsoft project. Also, we need to get the 3D BIM model from any other design software. So Powerproject doesn't allow us to create a 3D BIM model. That's why other design softwares are used for. And once you get the 3D BIM model in IFC file format, of course, this is another important issue. You can import all these things and combine and produce 4D BIM schedule. So if you don't have any schedule, you can directly use the 3D design. In Powerproject, you can create your own schedule as well. So it can be any residential project, you can see from here. It can be any commercial project. Also, directly schedule can be taken from P6 as well, or even any road bridge project. So actually, if you have the design, the BIM design of your project, you can directly import in Powerproject, so there are no limitations for that. If you have any questions, please write on me. That's why at the end of the webinar, I'm going to, of course, answer them. So let's continue with the interface of the Powerproject. You can see that it is actually really basic and user-friendly interface that we have. On the left-hand side, we have project view, we have the program. Once we open, you see that all the work breakdown structures. Once we click directly, the activities are filtering out. You see that we have a baseline as well. In the format tab, we can close or open. Also, if we have any resource and costs loading, we can use or see all the cost and resource information on the Gantt chart as well. I would like to go to the whole program. That's why I can click the program. What we have is, we have a spreadsheet similar to any other scheduling or project management softwares. And also we can add some columns, some informations. It can be ID columns, it can be any date, actual start, finish, duration, constraints. If we have where we have total floats, you can see that we can add all these things. Task work for the quantities, and also even IFC file volumes, and also area information that we can use it for our project. What we have is here is a Gantt chart. What we have is there's some progress inputted here, and also the difference between the baseline can be determined as well. And the right hand side, we have a BIM model, what we can navigate, rotate, zoom in, zoom out, or even get into the model as well. So directly we can get into the model, we can go into the model. So turn right, go into this hall, for instance, and click whatever the element is seeable on the screen. What I can do is I can open the properties. So what I said is the BIM model is actually information model. That is why once we click this curtain wall, you see that it is a curtain wall and it has a serial number. Its material is metal, aluminum, and also we have calculated area and the volume. Of course, these frames quantities used as work unit amounts, but for the slab, for instance, for this column, circular column, you can use the calculated area and the volume for the reinforcing bars, concrete pouring activities, and these informations that you can directly see on the software as well. What I can do is, of course, this schedule is directly integrated with the model. That is why once I start the simulation, you will going to see the every stage of the project, how it is going to be constructed according to our schedule. You see that the red drop line is locates where are we on the simulation, and also you can track the date here. And once we continue, we're going to see, and also every project party can see what is going to be the situation or how this floor beam is going to be constructed, where we're going to start, where we're going to finish. Everything is clear, so there's no need for any imagination. So directly you can see and visualize how the projects will be constructed as well. I can stop the simulation. I can, for instance, I would like to see it at the start January 2021. What I would like to get onto our project, you can see that the situation of the project, how it is going to be. Then after that, we can continue for our simulation, and also we can go back, or even we can have set a date to see the situation of the project as well. Of course, we have a fly past, so it rotates the camera view, it changes the camera view. What we can do is we can click the none, so therefore we can directly see the whole stage of the project in our simulation. So the main questions can be how we link these activities with the our 3D BIM model. That's why I would like to continue with another example. Once you open the Powerproject, you will get this blank sheet. You will get the Gantt chart will be blank, and also we have a empty spreadsheet. From the File tab, if you go to the import, you can import Primavera P6 or Microsoft Project Schedules, or you can directly create your schedules by drawing on the Gantt chart. You see that I'm determining the duration. Of course, anytime I can change it to 15 days, for instance. I can name the activities similar to any other software, and also draw a finish to start, finish to finish, start to start, or even any start with lagged activity. Once we hit the reschedule button, the Powerproject will create a critical path for us to let's add here a milestone. For instance, let's add here one more milestone, and then we can have a simpler, or we can create our schedule in a really fast way. So then we can select all these things to hit summarize. We can have WBS. So this is our WBS. Okay. And then you can see that the project structure will be created on our program. So I can delete these ones, and let's delete these ones. Where we add the 3D BIM model is in the File tab, we have BIM. So once we create BIM, you see that below the R1, which is our project, you can see we can directly create new and add our BIM model from BIM tab. After that, I can go to the BIM on the toolbar and then open the model pane. So therefore, we can see the structure of the project here, and how we create or how we link with the activities, the components is we need to see the properties and also categories. So I can so I can put the categories, for instance, from here, and I can change it to properties as well. And then once I click any component, you will see that this will be located on the parking one. The quantities, heights, all the geometry information, width information is here, and it is a wall standard case. And as far as I can understand from here is it is an external wall. So I can start with the footing activities. You can see that once I click this one, it says it is IFC footing, and also we have the quantity information as well. In order to select multiple components, I need to open the selection mode. Once the selection mode is open, I can continue clicking my footings. Therefore, the Powerproject will select all the footings, and I'm quickly selecting all the footings. Then I can drag and drop to this Gantt chart, and Powerproject will create a footing activity. So I can name it, but let's change our keyboard. Okay. And then once you click the activity, you're going to see that this activity is created and already linked with the components. All the footing activity, all the footing components. Once I click the activity, you can see that with the red it is shaded. And also I can open the hide show items and use the unscheduled product mode. So this actually eliminates my planning mistakes. So you can see that I've missed some part of the footings. Therefore, I can use the selection mode and select two of these footings and add to our existing activity. You can see the add to FC product. So it is therefore located into our activity as well. And you can see that once the activities the components are linked with the activities, you can see that they are actually not visible at the moment. So let's create an activity, for instance, a 10-day activity. So this will be foundation wall activity. And once I click this one, I can see that it is located on foundation level, and also it is a wall. Therefore, I can select these and drag and drop to add to my activity. I can show all items. After that, we can link with the footing to our foundation wall. We can close the property pane, so we don't need it right now. Let's go to home, reschedule it. You can see that finish to start. It is already rescheduled, and we can select all these two activities. After that, I can go to the BIM, hide show items, and we have show only selected tasks. Let's click this one, and right now only these two activity related components are on the visible. So therefore, actually we link these two components, disciplined components, to our activities. We can hit the simulation, and we will going to see how the construction will be according to our schedule. Of course, 12-day footing will be on the simulation. After that, the 10-day foundation wall will be on our simulation. And you see that one by one it is created, and this assignment is automatically. Therefore, we can always determine how we would like to construct our footings, for instance. Therefore, I would like to start from here, for instance, and I'm just by pressing Control and left click, I'm selecting my footings. So this order, selection order, is recorded right now, and I can right click, I can set product build orders. So of course from sequentially starting from 1, and this selection order is recorded, and once I start the simulation, it will be on the visible with the order that I've selected. And of course, it is the same thing for the foundation wall. Let's show only the foundation wall activity. And according to constructability, we can construct this one first, this one, this one, this one, and this one. After that, we can right click, set product build order, starting from 1, and then our foundation wall activity will be visible with the order of that I've selected. So this is the basic approach of creating a schedule with using the 3D model. It is defined as a visual planning. Therefore, you see the every detail of the project. Of course, all the BIM models doesn't have every details. For instance, many BIM models doesn't have rebars or doesn't have any finishing components. Therefore, you can create your own detailed schedule, and you can only link the related components with the related activities to have the realistic BIM schedule. So this approach is actually this planning, and the other part is project control. So let's suppose that you've created your schedule and all the components are linked with your activities. Therefore, you can open your comparison model. Under the BIM tab, you have comparison model. And also under the format, we can open our baseline. So you can see that where our baseline is located, and also where our live project is located as well. And also some project progress are inputted. You can see the shadings. Therefore, we can understand these are progress entered activities, and these are not shaded. Therefore, we can understand the other activities are not progress entered. So the difference between the baseline and the live schedule is determined really on the Gantt chart, but we can use the comparison simulations to make any delay analysis or put any delay reports, any extension of time reports. Therefore, we can use the comparison simulation, and it uses the baseline dates and highlighting the live project differences. So once we start the project simulation, you're going to see that, let's stop here a bit. You're going to see that from the road side, the project is started. We can understand from here, and also we have a bridge here. So you can see that the bridge structure will be started the construction, and also according to our schedule, it is constructed a bit delayed. You can see that the above the visual is live project status, but according to our baseline schedule, it should be like this. So this direct distinguishing allows us to put all the difference in our reports. We can know that how we are delayed, or we can then create the strategies to catch up our baseline. Let's start again. So you see that the difference, how it is begins constructing earlier and how it is coming a bit delayed. You see that the difference also in the software as well. So this visual is actually allows us to control our project progress, all the dates as well in our system. So what I can mention is that we can always, for instance, this wall is an exterior wall, but let's assume that it is a interior wall. So let's suppose that this is, or any brick wall, let's suppose. So this is a one component. Of course, every time the design model cannot come in an accurate way for using in our schedules. So once we click this one, you see that the calculated area is 56.8 meters square. We can directly split this product according to we can split by two directions according to x, y, or z axis, or one axis. Let's control how the y axis develops. Okay, x axis. So it will going to divide this component into 4, but we can increase the number of cuts to have more realistic view of how the bricks are. Let's suppose this way, and you will going to see the construction one by one, how it is it will be installed on our wall. So you see that also the quantities are divided as well. So one part of the wall is 0.29 meters square, and 2 is of course the double, and also we can select the whole to get the whole quantity as well. So this is another feature. And we can actually continue with your questions. Okay, Mr. Reynaldo asks that you cannot operate the AutoCAD. Can I still apply this software? Actually, you can. And of course, many planners, project controllers do not deal with the design phase of the AutoCAD. That is why you can get the design of the model. You can create your schedule, or if you have your schedule ready schedule on any other platform like P6 or Microsoft Project, or it can be on Excel. So you can directly copy and paste your Excel columns into your spreadsheet. The important thing is it should be on the same discipline. So the name should be on here, duration should be on here, and you can always change those orders. And then you can copy paste your activities. Once you have the BIM model, you can create your 4D BIM schedule and use all the features for your optimization for planning and project control. Of course, you can have the recording. We will going to upload it to our YouTube channel, Prime PMO YouTube channel. If I want to select BIM or column in the entire project, select one by one or any options. Of course, we have what we have is, of course, in many large projects, by drag and drop, creating activities or linking may take some time consuming. Therefore, what we can do is, for instance, I would like to create an activity for this foundation walls, okay? Therefore, I can open properties. Therefore, that is why the information is really important. I know that this wall is located on parking 1, and I know that it is IFC entities, IFC wall standard case. So therefore, in IFC products, I can open a search, new IFC product search, and then name this search as a foundation wall. And we can set a criteria. So these criteria will be our informations. Therefore, I can use the IFC entity equals what we saw that was IFC wall standard case. And you can see under the products, the Powerproject selected the whole walls on our model. But you can see that from the location story 12 to foundation level parking 1, it is selected the whole walls. Therefore, I can create any other criteria. Location equals, of course, you can set any other parameter, contains, doesn't contain, but I would like to use the equals, and I'll set the parking one. Therefore, all the parking one components are selected. What I can do is I can right click, create task. Therefore, what you can see is all parking one foundation walls are selected and created into one activity. Of course, this is parking one wall. Once we click this one, automatically we're going to see what are the walls that are in this activity. I can open show only, hide show. You can see that all the foundation walls, exterior walls, and every other component fits into our criteria. You can see our criteria here. How to install Powerproject software? We're going to send the trial, don't worry about it, and of course any questions I will be available for you. How we get the BIM design? Can we use put AutoCAD files? Of course, you can use your AutoCAD drawings to create a 3D BIM models, but it is not actually the optimal solution, which is why, because for instance, let's suppose that your design development of your AutoCAD takes 1 month, okay, and once you have the 2D model, 2D drawings, you would like to create the 3D BIM model, so it takes one month additionally. So therefore, your design phase increases to 2 months. Once you create your 3D model directly, you can take sections, you can take cuts from your project to convert it to 2D more efficiently. Therefore, the design duration will be 1 month, but you can convert and use the 3D model for many other design layouts. How to record that simulation as video format? Of course, what we can do is, you see that our simulation is here, and right here, create video option is available. You can input your quality, all the export format, and you can set a location for your video. Once you create, the Powerproject will create you an external video. How Asta is different from Synchro Pro? Actually, it is much more similar regarding the 4D BIM, but the difference is you can always control your resources, all the costs, and all the project and cost control operations within a singular project software. What is the difference main between the P6 and this software? You have the BIM module. You can use the BIM models, and you can have the timeline simulations. You can always, what I can show you is here, for instance, let's delete this one, for instance, show all items, and you see that two activities are linked with our model, right? You can see that the footings and also the foundation walls. We can close this BIM tab. What I can do is I can go to the planning. You see that the IFC product volume and the area is directly coming from the model. So I know that the footing quantity by volume is 45 meter cube, or even by the area, I know that 132 meters square. I can copy these ones, paste it to my quantity column. I can determine my project activity durations. So for instance, what we copied is volume, therefore I can select the meter cube. And if I know of course, in generally the organizations or the companies have these production rates. Daily, if I know the daily per meter cube production for the footing, you see that initially I've determined, and also in the P6 you can determine it as a 12th day. But if I know that I can produce 2 meter cube per day in our construction site, actually my estimation was wrong. I can directly see that the activity duration increased to 22 days and also some hours. That's why we know that we need to increase our production rates to 5, for instance. Therefore, we can finish this activity in the 7th day, or vice versa. If we know that we need to finish this in 12 days, you know that in the construction site you need to produce 3.72 meter cube per day. Of course, it is same approaches for the area. You can use the information coming from the 3D BIM model into your schedule as well to estimate the durations. So this is the main difference in the P6. And also you have the BIM module, so you can see how the construction will be. So you don't need to imagine how it is going to construct it. So this is why a really flexible option for planners. Is it necessary that I first learn BIM software than this? So it depends on your position, Mr. Ali. If you are a project planner, project controller, you don't need to learn BIM design, because you do not use the design of your BIM model at all. The BIM design comes ready to you if you are a planner or project controller. Therefore, you can directly use your schedule and combine the model itself. Only you need to know that what informations you may need in combining the schedule with the model. For instance, we need location. We need what is this structure at all. So it is a wall. I know that is a wall, or it is a shell. For instance, you see that this name doesn't exist. Therefore, I need to go to the design team to say that correct this information. There is information missing. I need to use the quantities. Therefore, they should be sure that the quantities are accurate as well. So if you know these parameters, you can directly use the 4D BIM planning. Of course, we have the training. Of course, also almost I forgot. And also we have for the August, and also it is valid for the July. We have 50% off for the full day for the BIM planning and scheduling training. And also it is going to be live stream online training, and therefore after the training you will have this software for a 1 month free of charge. And also you will going to earn 8 PDUs for the PMI, and anytime you will going to be available for your development of your projects. That is why I would like to recommend you to visit our company page as well in LinkedIn, Prime PMO Project Management and Consulting, and you can register for the training, and I will be happy to inform you accordingly. If any delay during construction, how to add it in that? Oh, that is a really good question. So the Powerproject is really a flexible software, so therefore you can use many delay analysis techniques like impacted as-built analysis, plant versus as-built analysis, or even any other analysis. You can see that this foundation wall is, let's open this one, 10-day activity. I can right click and split this activity by a specific date or any duration. So I can split this activity to 3 days, for instance. So it is right now splitted. And after the 3 days, I can input a delay information here. So it can be compensable or non-compensable. I can link with my schedule, and directly the project will be delayed. And also it will affect my simulation as well. So you will going to see that, okay, we're constructing the footings. Foundation wall activity is started right now, started. After the 3 days, you see that there aren't any development on the foundation wall because it is delayed. After the delay event, you see that it is continued constructing. You can always split or merge your activities. You see that the foundation wall splitted delay informations here and also linked with your schedule. So planners, schedulers can learn the 4D and the 5D BIM modeling. And of course, this topic was 4D BIM. Or the planners and schedulers need to learn the 4D if you would like to. Your team will use the BIM modeling. The others, for instance, the design architects and also all the design engineers should know the design phase of the BIM model because they use the structural analysis, all the dimensions, any other concept drawings. So it is for the design team, but for the 4D, 5D, all the project planners and project controllers can learn and also use the 4D BIM part. How about the mitigation plan for reach the baseline? Well, if you're seeing the risk mitigation, unfortunately, the Powerproject has, of course, it has a risk analysis. You can estimate the duration likelihood. You can input your uncertainties. But for the risk mitigation, I will prefer to use any other software. For the earned values, quality checks, for instance, it is really widely used and in our software. So for instance, the Middle East and North Africa region, the DCMA 14-point quality standards are really widely used. And also it is embedded in the software. So let's open a sample, for instance. And let's suppose we input our schedule here. So it can be our schedule, scheduling. I'm going to project, quality check. You see that DCMA 14-point test. Right click, properties. I can determine its scope, execute, and it will give me what is the quality of our project. Is it the details are valid? Okay, details are here. Critical path test is 100% because it is only finished to start activity. You see the leads, lags, hard constraint. If there are any negative floats, we can have all these things. And you see that 0% is resource and cost loading. Of course, the activities doesn't have any resource or costs. Link logic is 0% because it shouldn't have any open ends. Therefore, we can insert milestone. Here, what we can do is reschedule again and execute again. Therefore, you're going to see critical path test 100%, link logic 100%. And Powerproject also allows us to see what are the failing tasks. So imagine that you have 10,000 activities, all the planners faced with enormous number of activities. You can directly select the activity resource cost loading, for instance, show failing tasks, and it will open a separate window that is showing missing resource and cost information. Okay, I believe these are all for the questions. I hope this webinar will be helpful for you. Anytime You can ask any questions. You can visit our website. You can visit our primepmo.com. You can email us. You can write to me as well directly for instance, the training opportunities, any other the software providing, and also any other update. You can track us on our LinkedIn page as well. Okay, everyone. Hope to see you again, and thank you for your attendance. Thank you for your interests. Have a nice day.